I can't stop now, Martha. The king may be back on his throne, but there are still too many secret roundheads in positions of power in this country. They may have changed their tune, but they haven't changed their principles.
You see, Martha, they're like a secret society. They may pay kind of lip service to the king, but inside they want to keep things the way they were.
Stand where you are.
I carry the king's seal.
You are a leech. You may have the king's seal, but you have Cromwell's heart. Out.
Thank you, Silver Blade.
Halt!
Dear Barbara, don't look so pale. I'm not asking for a loan. You remember what sweet Will Shakespeare said? Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for neither side is happy with the interest rate.
Then what is this heartbreaking cry of distress about?
Another trifle from the king?
We were not discussing my wealth, but your poverty.
The dukedom. You promised to intercede for me with the king.
The king is still not happy about proof of your cousin Lucius's death. Remember, Lucius was very close to him.
Then why has he not come forward since the king's return?
From what I hear of Lord Lucius, he's his own man, with his own philosophy, proud, willful, ready to say damnation to the world.
I'll swear you're in love with a rumor. No matter. I shall soon be able to provide proof of his death.
How?
By arranging for his execution as a highwayman.
What? Lord Lucius Vine, a highwayman?
Ah, yes. I have long suspected him of being Silver Blade. And thinking about his style, I suddenly realized where he would choose to hide out. I did a little reconnaissance and found that I was right.
Where?
Firstly, I need from you a letter of introduction to your friend, Sir Philip Gage, keeper of the King's Peace.
And what is to be my interest in this venture?
A handsome present once I am Duke of Manston.
To think of you, my old lover, as Duke of Manston.
If you hadn't married that old fool, Castlemaine, you could have been the Duchess.
Oh, my dear, I've exhausted all your mysteries. Well, nearly all. I wonder you don't marry that little milksop cousin of yours, then you'd be doubly rich. Or has she set herself another target? The king, perhaps?
I'm sure she has no such idea.
That milky, modest face doesn't deceive me. She might comport herself like a nun, but inside... Oh!
If you'll permit me.
Make way for the king.
The king! Not that way, you fool! The king would expect of me a better class of infidelity than you!
For God's sake. Are you enjoying court, pretty, Panthea?
Oh, from what I see, I find it fascinating.
I could show you some of the deeper reaches, if you wish.
My niece is quite happy to float in the shallows, thank you.
Well, then, let me see. Ah. If you'll excuse me, ladies, court business.
Why is it I dislike Rudolph wine so much, Aunt?
Innate good taste.
Who is that gentleman he's talking to?
That? Is Sir Philip Gage, Solicitor General and Scourge of Highwayman. He's sworn not to rest until every last man of them is hanged.
A pardon is on its way from the king.
No doubt. But we do things my way here.
My dear Lady Vine, you've been neglecting us.
But I've been with the Queen every day this week, Your Majesty.
The Queen, yes, but the Queen is not the King.
Just as I am not a man.
I think there's not a gentleman in my court who is not aware of that.
What I meant was, Your Majesty, I can hardly sit on the edge of your bed and gossip for hours.
Oh, I do not know. Cousin, Rudolph Vine.
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. Lady Vine. I have been seeking you, sire. I have been informed as to the whereabouts of the notorious Highwayman Silver Blade. Sire, he is bold and he is clever. And he is extremely dangerous. I shall need a company of men to help apprehend him, sire.
Oh, yes, Silver Blade. I hear something of a Robin Hood. Behaves like a gentleman.
He nevertheless, sire, represents a threat to the very foundation of Your Majesty's law and Your Majesty's order.
I'm not saying he shall not pay the price, Sir Philip. You shall have your soldiers.
Thank you, sire.
Oh, by the by, where's he hiding?
If I may tell you that, sire, in a little more privacy.
Yes, most circumspect. When do you move?
Later this evening.
Very well.
Lady Vine, Your Majesty.
Milady?
Now this time you must tell me everything.
My lady, please, I told you, I don't know nothing.
You're lying to me. I thought that was something that could never happen.
My lady, I'm under oath.
Sir Philip Gage has discovered the hiding place, and he is going there tonight with an army of soldiers. What? If you know where Silverblade is hiding out, you must tell me.
Oh, my lady, I'm sorry. I was sworn to secrecy. My fiancé, Jack, your groom, Harry's son. He's one of Lord Lucius's band. I'm terrified for him.
The hiding place now, where is it?
I don't know, and that's the truth. But Harry does. Thank you. I shall not be needing you again today.
Very good, my lady.
Tell Harry to expect me by the stables. Now go and hurry.
My lady! We have a huge start on us. We can cut cross country. Her ladyship has news to impart to you, my lord. News of the utmost importance with regard to your safety.
Lucius, I've come to warn you. I was with the king today, and Sir Philip Gage told him that he'd received information about your hiding place.
Jack, Gage is on his way. Go through the house, remove all traces. Rory, get the horses ready. The ancestral home of the Vines. The last place I would have thought they'd look for Silver Blade. How did they find out?
Cousin Rudolph, I'm sure of it. He's desperate to inherit the title and the estate. He's even petitioned the king to have Manston restored to him. He spends all his nasty little days scheming how to be accepted as the head of the family and the Duke of Manston.
Does it really mean that much to him? Why, if the poor devil wants the dukedom that much, he is very welcome to it.
How can you say that? Does Manston mean so little to you? You are the Duke now. To Father, this house, the family history, it meant more to him than I can even begin to tell you. My brother Richard died in the service of the king. You have taken his place now. His trust has been handed to you. You cannot deal with that lightly or refuse your birthright.
Forgive me. I've grown accustomed to laughing at things which are most sacred. I love this house. And all that is in it.
Then go to the king. Tell him who you are. If you ask for a pardon, you could obtain a reprieve. Countless other people have done so.
Alas, I cannot. You see, there is a price on my head. 1,000 guineas, I've been told. I have too many enemies who would make sure that my petition for mercy did not reach His Majesty before it was too late. Besides, there is work to be done. King's work, which he cannot even know about.
I don't understand.
Well, you see, the king's job is to heal this torn land. And to do that, he must shut his eyes to some things. Wrongs which should be righted. I am a lord of this realm, and I see it as my task to do those things which the king may not. If he were even to know about it, he would be forced to condemn me.
All I see is a man who does so much for others and yet is forced to live as an outlaw himself.
And you? Are you happy at the court? Doubtless there are hundreds of young gallants only too eager to make you so.
Oh, I've had many offers of marriage.
Well, then you should take one. And come and live here. I can see you now, dining at this very table with your children playing on the lawn outside, meeting your husband by the lake at twilight. You would be very happy.
Yes. But not with anyone else.